I had
Very good question.
Mm-hmm.
So we can begin. As usual, we will begin with 3 ohms. And just a note for everyone, the subject matter that has been proposed for discussion today is how does the Hatha Yoga approach lead to spirituality?
Yeah.
So if there are any other questions you would like to tag on and you want to ask anytime, feel free to ask. But then this will be the major topic for today, and additional topics or anything related to it will be welcome. And so there you go. Okay. So let's, I'm going to mute everyone, but I'll keep it in such a way where you can unmute anytime if there is a need. So let's begin with 3 ohms as usual. Bring your awareness. Before we begin, our usual disclaimer. When you attend this session, please be aware you take responsibility for your own well-being. Life in Yoga and I do not take any responsibility towards the outcome of your participation here. So whatever you do, please do with caution and within your own capacity and zone of comfort. The rule of yoga is nothing should be done in yoga without with strain. So everything should be done without strain. And so please make sure whatever you do, you keep your awareness within, observe the sensations within, and above all, make sure there is complete ease and relaxation with which you do. And the best way to monitor that is your breath. Make sure the breath is always slow and smooth. With the spine straight, let's begin the chakra vibrations. Bring the awareness to the perineum and pressing on the little finger, we'll begin with Lam. Take a deep breath. Lam. Lam. Release the fingers, continue. Lam. Bring your awareness an inch or so above the perineum, pressing on the ring finger. We do Vam. Release the finger and continue. Bring your awareness behind the navel in the middle of the body, and there we do Ram as you draw in at the navel, pressing on the middle finger of the thumb. Ram. Release the finger and continue. Now bring the awareness to the middle of the chest, in between the breasts. Here we do Yam. Press on the index finger with the thumb. Yam. Release the hands, continue. Bring your awareness to the throat, and here we do hum, thumbs up, loose fist. Hum.
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 Release the hand, continue. Middle of the head, we do chum, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand and continue. Top of the head, we do Om, thumbs up, loose fist. Release the hand and continue. Last time. Now we go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. And those of you who know it, please continue. Keep the palms open, thumbs up. And those of you who need instructions, bring your awareness behind at the bottommost part of the mouth, and keeping the focus there, make a big smile with the cheeks coming out, and you will feel a slight stretch in the bottommost part of the mouth. It is really stretching the voice, the vocal cord. So keeping that stretch over there, as you inhale slowly, feel like a mild sucking sensation. And when you exhale, slowly feel like a reverse sensation. It is important you do with focus and with slow, easy breath so that you can be in meditative focus over there. How slow I will demonstrate, raising my hand as I inhale and bring it down as I exhale. So please continue, and those of you who have joined in the last few minutes, before we began, the suggestion was made that in our discussion today being Sunday from 7 to 7:30 Eastern Time, we have the discussion half hour. So the topic today suggested is, how does Hatha Yoga practices lead to spirituality? So that is the topic for discussion. Also, 2 Saturdays from yesterday, that is 13 days from today, we have the usual fall course which we had last year also, called the Master Class in Yoga Concepts. And this is essentially a line by line review of the Yoga Sutras in 4 sessions, followed by 5 more sessions of on discussion of the Nadi system and how yoga works through you. So it's a total of 9 sessions of 3 hours each. So going from all the way into December. So if you, those of you who are interested, you can look up the website. Okay. Those of you who are in the attendee list, if you wish to come into the panelist, I'm sending an invitation to you. All you need to do is to accept it and you can join us. So here we are. Now, as we continue with the Ujjayi Pranayama, let's do shoulder rotations. Inhale, lift up the shoulders. Exhale, rotate it back and bring it down. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now as we inhale, we stretch up, lifting up the hands and looking up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down and bring the chin down towards the chest. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we get on to the neck exercises. As we exhale, gently tilt the head, bringing one ear towards one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, tilt towards the other shoulder. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back up. Now we turn the head in the four directions, and the right, left, and back we do the sound ah. Chin down we do the sound ma. So in the first round we will do 3 times in each direction. So take a deep breath in to the right side. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Now in the second round, we will do twice in each direction, to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Last round, we do once in each direction, to the right. To the left. To the back. Chin to the chest. Now we go on to bring your awareness, straighten the head, above the head, and we do Ah or Om 3 times, whichever makes you feel better. Take a deep breath. Now, bring the chin down to the chest and we go 360 degrees around the neck. Inhale, half a circle. And exhale, complete the circle. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we go in the reverse direction. Now we go on to our hand exercises. Extend out the hand in front of you. Inhale, lift up the palm and stretch the fingers. Exhale, thumb into the palm and make a downward facing fist. Please continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Keep the fist and go around the wrist. Inhale half a circle and exhale, complete the circle. Continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Elbows in line with the shoulders, fists below the chin. And as you inhale, go around the wrist, opening out the palms. And exhale, close the fist and come in again. And continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. And let's go reverse. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now interlock the fingers and bring it behind the head. Take a deep breath in, expand the chest, pull back the shoulders. And as you exhale, twist to one side, inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way, inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation, inhale, come back. Get hold of the elbows behind the head. As you exhale, pull on one elbow, inhale, come back. Exhale, pull on the other elbow, inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation, inhale, come back up. Bring the hands behind the back. Get hold of the elbows. Take a deep breath in. Expand the chest. Pull back the shoulders. And as you exhale, twist to one side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, come back, and continue. Last exhalation. Inhale, come back. Get hold of your hips behind your back. And as you inhale, push on one hand and make a backward arch. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, push on the other hand and make a backward arch. Exhale, come forward and continue alternating between the two sides. Last inhalation and last exhalation. And now we cross one leg over the other. Get hold of the knee on the top and pull the knee towards the opposite shoulder as you exhale and turn the head the other way. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull and turn. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Let's cross over the other leg. Exhale, pull the knee to the opposite shoulder, head the other way. Last exhalation, pull and turn. Inhale, release. Now we can stand up. As we inhale, bend at the knees. Exhale, come up. Those of you who don't have good balance, you can hold something. So let's continue. Inhale down, exhale up. Last inhalation, last exhalation. Now, separate out the feet about 2 feet apart. We go around the waist. Inhale half a circle and exhale, complete the circle. Continue. Last inhalation and last exhalation. Now we can go the reverse direction. Last inhalation, last exhalation. Now we will do the pelvic bend. And for those of you who don't have good balance, you can either be seated or hold something. And the others, keep the feet shoulder width apart, inside of the feet parallel to each other. Get hold of the elbows behind the back. Take a deep breath in. Pull back the shoulders, lift up the chin and lean backwards. And as you exhale, bend at the hips, keeping the chin up and shoulder pulled back, and lean forward. Inhale and exhale into the stretch you feel from the hips all the way down to the bottom of the feet.
Now release the hands and then shift the weight to the left leg and twist to the left and stay there for 5 breaths. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, shift the weight to the right leg and stay there for 5 breaths. Take another deep breath in, come back to the middle, and then inhale and slowly come up. Take your seat, and we will do the alternate nostril breathing for 3 cycles, that is 6 breaths. Begin inhalation from the left nostril, exhale from the right, inhale through the right, and exhale through the left. That is 1 cycle, and like that we do 3 cycles. Continue. Once you have completed the last cycle, let's get ready for Bhastrika. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 30. Exhale. 40. Exhale. 50. Exhale. 60. Exhale. 70. Exhale. 80. Exhale. 90. Exhale. 20. Exhale.
Deep breath through the right nostril. Don't hold the breath for too long. Just hold it for 2 seconds and then exhale through the left nostril and then do one Brahmari. Now bring the awareness to the chest area and we mentally vibrate Haim. Haim, 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 Haim. After a minute or so, you can make it Haim Nam if you wish. Now bring the awareness behind the lowermost part of the sternum. Visualize a rising vibration going out of the head and visualize the vibration as Haim Home, Haim Home.
Now we go on to the spinal mantra.
We do the 7 mantras from the feet and ankle to the knees to the lowermost part of the spine, which is in between the buttocks and the back, and then the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the cervical spine in the neck, and then in the back of the head, in the very top, called the Shikha point. The mantra for the feet and neck are the same, that is Aim. Now let us begin from the feet and ankle with mantra Aim, moving to knees where we vibrate Shim, and move on to the base of the spine where we do Jim. Aim, Shim, 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 Jim. Now we move from the base of the spine to the lumbar region, then to the thoracic or the back region of the spine with Jim, Jaim, Haim. So let's go. Jim, Jaim, Haim. 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 Now we move from the thoracic spine to the spine and the neck to the back of the head with Haim, Aim, Om. Let's go. Haim, Aim, Om. 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 Now we do all the 7 mantras in sequence, starting from the feet and ankle. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om. Aim, Shim, Jim, Jaim, Haim, Aim, Om.
Aim Shim Jim Jaim Haim Aim O. 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 Now we can go on to our Bhastrika, and from today on, when we do Bhastrika in the end, don't hold the breath for too long. You can just hold it for a second or two and release. This is because if you hold it too long and if there is tightness, it can create gas-related problems and stiffness in the lower back. So to avoid that, simply inhale and exhale, holding it just for a second or two. So let's begin. Exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6.
exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 13, exhale. 14, exhale. 15, exhale. 16, exhale. 17, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 20, exhale. Deep breath to the right nostril, hold the breath, exhale to the left, and then do one Brahmari. Let's get ready for the next round. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 13, exhale. 14, exhale. 15, exhale. 16, exhale. 17, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 20, exhale. Deep breath to the right nostril, hold the breath, exhale to the left, and then do one Brahmari. Get ready for the next exhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4. Exhale. 5. Exhale. 6. Exhale. 7. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 10. Exhale. 11. Exhale. 12. Exhale. 13. Exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 16. Exhale. 17. Exhale. 8. Exhale. 9. Exhale. 20. Exhale. Deep breath to the right nostril. Hold the breath very short time and exhale to the left nostril, and then do one Brahmari. Now we get ready for meditation. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. I let go of everything. As you let go of everything, feel the body become lighter. Shoulders feel lighter, and even perhaps the head. If you have a preferred method of meditation, please follow it. Otherwise, mentally visualize a rising vibration from behind the lowermost part of the sternum, rising through the body and out of the top of the head. And the rising vibration is visualized as Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om, Haim Em Om. And as you do that, we will have Om playing in the background. Mentally affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I am born. And with that as the thought, become aware of your senses, from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And whenever you're ready to open your eyes, raise the palm of your hands and look straight into the palm of your hands when you open your eyes. So with that, we end the practice session and we are open for discussion now. So the topic suggested by Ms. Neeru Agrawal is how does Hatha Yoga lead to spirituality or spiritual awareness? This is a very good question, because what happens is, even within the field of yoga, while yoga from the Hatha Yoga and the physical element is most popular, it is actually considered the lowest form of yoga. In fact, the Hatha Yoga has 4 components in it in a traditional form. The first element is called asana, and that leads to physical mobilization. The second one is called kriyas, and as part of kriyas, an extension of it is pranayama. So kriyas are considered cleansing energizers in the body. And then the next component is called Laya Yoga. Laya Yoga means learning to be a pure observer. And that leads to what they call as Nadha Anusandhana. Nadha Anusandhana means being able to feel the vibration within and beyond. Now it is very interesting that the part is, lot of the people who have only been in Hatha Yoga, they have only been able to feel the vibrations within, and they have not developed a high level of spiritual awareness, like people who develop strong intuitive abilities and all of that. This does not come from most people in Hatha Yoga. It does not lead over there. I have to be careful in saying that it could never lead over there is not right. But what happens is, the process of yoga and the higher spiritual realization happens through a systematic process of working through the body and the nadis. So how does it work? Essentially, when there is purification in the inner communications within, we communicate literally at 3 levels. The first level of communication is within the body. When there is harmony in that communication, then in which case, one second. Okay, when there is harmony in that communication, then in that case, the physical body stays in good level. The next level that is associated with slightly higher level of communication is the vibration zone. When we talk about the vibration, you have thoughts in your mind. They are in the zone of vibration. And of course, underlying how the physical body performs, there is a lot of biochemical interactions which are in the form of vibrations. So when people in Ayurveda use 3 fingers to assess your pulse, as they say, or the vibrations in the body, or when we at Life and Yoga use the BioWell machine to read the electromagnetic profile within, those are all in the zone of vibrations. So here, this part of it is what enables you to feel within. When you close your eyes and you're able to feel within, you become more aware of the vibration. The physical purification, which you feel as good feeling in the body, and the mind being clear, the vibrational element, these elements lead to the highest level of awareness called pratyahara. Pratyahara means you're able to sense your inner vibrations within, and you're able to control the physical body. Like, for example, highly accomplished hatha yogis will be able to hold electrical power lines of high voltage without getting electrocuted. Because what will happen is the nadis in the body are clear enough to let the voltage pass through without it being affected. Okay? But even beyond the zone of the vibration is the level. Now, we have all heard of the gross body, the subtle body, and the causal body, right? The gross body is in the physical domain, which we have spoken about, and the subtle body's expression in the form of vibration is where we are measuring with the 3 fingers, the electromagnetic profile, and all of that. However, the subtler aspects of the subtle body is not within the electromagnetic frequency. That is at a different level. And what is that level? That is the level before people are born and after they die, wherever that thing is. That is in the 4th dimension, beyond the three-dimensional world. So, to access that, you, besides the purification that you get in the physical and the subtle body, you need to mentally be able to elevate yourself over there. This is the reason in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Muni actually says that what leads you to the highest level of samadhi is actually Ishvara Pranidhana, that is, surrendering to God. The second way in which this has been put in the Vedanta literature is that you have to be a seeker, a mumukshu. Unless you seek, you will not attain. So what happens is, the Hatha Yoga can only lead you as far as the physical purification and to some degree of the purification in the subtle body, in the body-mind complex. But it is not considered the highest form of yoga for the highest spiritual realization. That is why people again and again say, for the highest level of spiritual realization, you do need meditative practices that take you there. But what is the meaning of meditative practices? Meditative practice means seeking beyond, surrendering to God, being one-pointed focus beyond the seeking beyond the body. So being a seeker, asking questions. So this is where in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the 3 higher zones after the pratyahara are dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. And that is where the higher level of realization comes. And within the samadhi, approaching samadhi itself, Patanjali Muni basically explains it in the 3rd chapter in 3 ways. He says the first level is called Nirodha Parinama. Nirodha Parinama means there are no more, the mind is completely quiet. There is no more, the mind has become so quiet it's not wandering anymore. The second level that comes from there is called the Samadhi Parinama. The Samadhi Parinama literally means you have established connectivity into the 4th dimension, the cosmic flow. Then out of that comes Ekagrata Parinama. And the Ekagrata Parinama is where whatever question you have in your mind, you become open to the intuitive perception of it. So again, to come back, Hatha Yoga is the lower level of yoga. It is not the highest level of yoga, and it does not typically lead to the highest level of spiritual realization. And that is why in the system of yoga, there are different ways in which they express this. The one way in which it is expressed is, you have for instance, the mantra-based meditation, which involves the tantra element, that really looks in terms of the higher connectivity. Mantra has a very interesting, your individual mantra, that is, has a very special, it's called a rik for you, that has the special ability where it not only can connect you into the cosmic awareness, but it can lead you to that awareness where you can, once you've been over there, you in that samadhi state, then you can ask questions. So in other words, Hatha Yoga is not fully designed on its own to lead you to the samadhi state, but it creates the precursor purification whereby you may lead up to samadhi. In fact, lot of it has to do with the historical development. And by the way, before I go to the historical development, in the field of yoga, there are two kinds of bhaktis, or the surrender to God, that is mentioned. One is called Andha Bhakti and the other is called Jnana Bhakti. They are two different zones altogether. When you have simply faith in God, that blind faith in God, that itself gives you enough focus of mind. You have the attitude of letting go. I'm leaving everything to God. You have troubles in life. You say, God, why are you doing this to me? And you mentally let go and let go. You only have faith in that. That's fine. That will be helpful to take you into the path. But that will also make your God better than other people's God. And so that's where religious fights come. My religion better than yours and all of that. But then the Jnana Bhakti comes when you have been able to reach the samadhi state and you have realized that in that connectivity you can intuitively connect. And in that state, when you realize that you're only an instrument of the cosmic flow and you surrender fully to God, that is considered the state of Jnana Bhakti. So these are the two levels. Now coming back, I will give you a little bit of a historical perspective as to why Hatha Yoga is where it is. Now, when you look back at the Yoga Sutras are older than Vyasa, who compiled the Brahma Sutras. I cannot say they are older than the Vedas, okay? Vyasa only compiled the Vedas. The Vedic hymns were there from long before, okay? So basically, Vyasa compiled and organized the Vedas, and the some substance of the Vedas, he wrote it as in the Brahma Sutras, which has come to known as the philosophy of the Vedanta, right? Which is also expressed in the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, right? So now, before Vyasa wrote the Brahma Sutras, the Yoga Sutras was also there, maybe a few years ahead of time. And of course, Vyasa also wrote a commentary on the Yoga Sutras. So when we look at this, Yoga Sutras is as old as like 5,000 plus years old, some 5,300, 400 years old. Whereas on the other hand, the Hatha Yoga literature is barely 1,000 years old. In fact, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika and the Gheranda Samhita, which are considered the core Hatha Yoga documents, they are like 900,000 years old. Whereas the Goraksha Shataka and the Shiva Samhita are considered more like 500 years old. Okay? So what happens is, why is this age important? This age is important because of the flow of philosophical thinking from that 5,000 years back and how it came through in the Indian subcontinent. Now, after the Vedic period, you had the coming of Jainism in India. And after Jainism came Buddhism. And Buddhism, you know that the birth of Buddha goes back into like 543 BCE or something like that. I don't remember the exact date, but 500 something. So after Buddha was there, when Buddhism spread during the Ashoka period and things like that, Buddhism was the predominant religion of India before Shankaracharya. And Shankaracharya is about 1,000 years ago, right? So what happened is, during the Buddhist period, a philosophy developed, which is a different philosophy from the yogic philosophy. Now, it is very interesting. The Buddhism of Buddha is actually considered a non-theistic religion. When we use the word non-theistic religion, it doesn't, God is not any part of the religion. God is not denied either, okay? But God is not a part of the religion. So in other words, it's non-theistic. Now, within the non-theistic approach of Buddha, now of course, one side of Buddhism called the Theravada Buddhism that is mostly practiced in Sri Lanka and some of the Southeast Asian countries. There it is a system of religion that doesn't go into mantras and things like that. They are into pure observation like Vipassana meditation and things like that. Whereas on the other hand, the Tibetan Buddhism and all of that went through, those are called the Mahayana Buddhism. They went into mantras and tantras. And so in the Mahayana Buddhism, there is also the concept of the divine mother kind of thing. And the name given is Avalokiteshvara or whatever, this thing. So when we look at it from that perspective, you can understand that Buddhism being a non-theistic tradition, it brought in much more of a physical focus. You have to purify your physical being. You have to give up desires. So it was more in the physical and mental domain. And this created a new philosophy called the Sankhya Yoga philosophy. Actually, it's very interesting. Many people somehow think Sankhya Yoga philosophy is Sankhya and yoga together kind of thing. But it is neither Sankhya nor yoga philosophy. The Sankhya Yoga philosophy talks about existence coming from God and how the tamas element of it forms all the panchabhuta and how the rajas element of it gives the intellect to search and inquire, and how the sattva finally attains into the realization of God. So it goes into how the physical matter is formed and its relationship, and that's what Sankhya talks about. Whereas on the other hand, Yoga is simply directed, Yoga Sutras, the Yoga philosophy, is simply focused on a person who is a seeker. This is all you need to do to go and attain the highest. So it is more focused on the systematic approach of attaining the samadhi and that awareness, right? So now, when we get into this understanding of how these came from, the Sankhya Yoga philosophy took the physical matter-related dimensionalities from Sankhya Yoga, and it took the meditative aspect from some of the inner awareness aspect from the Yoga Sutras, and that created the Sankhya Yoga philosophy. So Sankhya Yoga philosophy, unlike the Yoga philosophy, which is a theistic philosophy, the Sankhya Yoga philosophy is a non-theistic philosophy. Okay? And so what happened is, given the non-theistic philosophy that was the environment before Shankaracharya came, when Shankaracharya came and revived the old Vedic system, within that, a new kind of approach came into the yogic understanding. The influence of the Sankhya Yoga philosophy, along with the Tantra element of worship that had come in there. So they brought the concept of Shiva and Shakti, the concept of Purusha and Prakriti, and along with the influence of the Sankhya Yoga philosophy, they developed this concept of physical purification and this Kundalini energy merging this into Shiva. The Kundalini energy is Shakti that goes into Shiva. So this kind of a concept developed, and that is where the Hatha Yoga system developed. Now, of course, I'm also going to tell you over here, the Kundalini yoga system is an incomplete yoga system. It's an incomplete yoga system because it is only thinking in terms of that the awareness needs to expand and you have to give up and you merge into Shiva. And the highest way of merging is you have to give up everything. And that is consistent with the Buddhist way of thinking. Give up all desires, let go of everything, life is useless. Whereas on the other hand, the deeper level of the Yoga Sutras and the Vedic system is life is full of purpose. You're born for your Swadharma. The concept of Swadharma is very light in the Kundalini Yoga system. And the Swadharma system can only be understood when we understand the Atmanadi, whose understanding is not there in the Kundalini Yoga system. And so I've kind of probably broken a lot of, concepts over here, and, people probably, I usually don't get into this conversation until we have this course coming here later this month, beginning, as I said, 13 days from today. So there we go into the deeper discussion of it. Since you asked that question, this is the reason the place of Hatha Yoga is its ability to lead to the higher level of spirituality is limited. And so that is why when we do our practice here, we lay a lot of importance to mantras, which incorporate the Tantra Yoga elements and the meditative aspect. So we integrate all of them together. But I should also point out that there is a great level of importance for physical optimization. Without physical optimization, the consistent awareness into the higher domain in samadhi is very difficult. Now, we have seen a lot of people who are only into the mantra yoga, who can physically, they can be in very bad state. Their physical healing abilities are not very good. In fact, one highly, extraordinary yogi, very famous for the transcendental meditation, he was a very severe diabetic, and so he could not do anything about it. So what happens is all elements together. So we say we need the physical cleansing, we need the mental cleansing, and we also need the attitude about, giving up, going into the higher, the physical cleansing, vibrational cleansing, and mental cleansing. These are the three elements that are needed for an integrative level. And that is why many schools these days sometimes use the word integral yoga as opposed to Hatha Yoga. So Niruji, is that something that is okay? Any questions over here? A follow-up? I've kind of said a lot of things over here. You can unmute yourself. I don't think I muted.
Yeah, I did.
Let's.
I did.
Yeah, anybody can unmute themselves.
I did it.
Yeah,
I did.
there is other type of yoga. I forgot the name of it. Somewhat similar to Hatha Yoga, where people derive a lot of extrasensory capabilities. And I will get the name. I am looking at the outer brackets of yoga. And Kriya Yoga belongs to what?
Are you talking of Kriya Yoga of Shamacharan Lahiri and Yogananda?
Yes.
Okay. The thing is basically, the Kriya Yoga system has 3 levels. The first level, have you practiced Kriya Yoga? You're talking about it.
Yeah.
You have practiced Kriya Yoga?
No.
Okay. So you see what happens is, this is what happens when you hear of tradition, people and what they claim about it. Okay. So what happens is, the Kriya Yoga tradition has 3 levels. The first level that people practice, there are 5 exercises in it. Okay. And of course, Yogananda introduced a precursor even to the first level. And that is what is done by the Self-Realization Society. Whereas in the first level that Shamacharan Lahiri evolved was this, the 5 exercises which have similarity to Hatha Yoga, your kind, right? Okay? The next level is called Tokari, and that Tokari involves certain visualizations and vibrations. And the highest level, third level, is called Uchakriya, and that involves the meditative aspects. So if you try to, you see what happens is, unless you go and explore the full tradition, you don't know the answer, right? So, so that is where it is missing for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I think it is a little bit clear. Let's see.
So Niruji, okay, thank you.
Yeah. There is no further question. I have to think for you. I have to digest what you said. It takes little.
See, the thing is, you see, many people who teach Hatha Yoga, they will say God is not part of Hatha Yoga. If
no, that's why I asked this question.
And what happens is, yes, the thing is basically, you can be pretty much sure, unless there is Ishvara Pranidhana, you'll never reach the highest. In fact, there are different ways of saying it. In fact, in the third chapter of Yoga Sutras, it says that unless you realize that the ultimate is different from you, you'll never reach the highest. This is the statement coming from the third chapter. In the second chapter, in the course of the explaining Yama and Niyama, in the case of Niyama, one of them is Ishvara Pranidhana. There it explains Ishvara Pranidhana leads you to the highest samadhi. Okay, so you see what happens is, if many of you who have come from the Indian background, and even people who are not from Indian background, if they look at traditional systems of how life was dealt with, okay, in the Indian tradition, people are supposed to do meditation 3 times a day. And this is with their Gayatri mantra and all of those things. So what happens is, in the morning you do 20 minutes of meditation, before lunch you do 20 minutes of meditation, and before dinner you do 20 minutes of meditation. And all this while, what is the meditation? The importance is, you're basically affirming yourself, you're thinking of God. God, take care of my life. God, guide me. God, take care of this thing. And what happens is, in people who come from most of your background, at least the way in which my mother and people have grown up, when they wake up in the morning, after washing up, they will go and light a lamp in the altar. Then in the evening, before sunset time, they go and light a lamp in the altar. And when they light the lamp in the altar, they mentally say a little prayer and they offer their worship, and then it can be 1 minute, can be 5 minutes, it can be more. But what it is that's a part of it that people do. Now, whereas if you look at other traditions, in the Islamic traditions, they do salat 5 times a day. Now, on the other hand, in the Christian tradition, you're observing Sunday as Sabbath. In the Jewish tradition, you're observing Saturday, sunset from Friday to sunset on Saturday as Sabbath, which means that is the day where you're only meditating on God. That's the real meaning of Sabbath. Whereas people think it's a holiday to go and have fun. The reality is that's a meditation day, right? And similarly, the holy months are there where people have to do meditation and things, but instead it becomes a social festival, right? So, all those things are already built up as part of the meditation, this thing in various systems. So if people lead, when I look back, my ancestors, if they were leading a normal life, like waking up about the same time in the morning, going to sleep the same time, and the middle of the day, their activities first beginning with their meditation, and then running through the whatever needs to be done in the day, and before lunch doing their meditation, and before evening, and then evening after. So this kind of a systematic way of living, that itself, with certain amount of physical activity and a calmness of the mind, that was building all the physical needs. So if you really think of it, for many of you, while here systematically we are focused on the spinal alignment when we are doing the physical elements, including the joint mobility and all of that, those of you who are doing swimming daily, or people who are going jogging, running, stair climbing, or if you combine all of them together is giving you, provided you know how to make it into yoga. And what is the secret to make all these activities into yoga? Never strain yourself. Observe within and watch your breath in all these activities. It will become yoga.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, so with that, we will close today. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you very much. It was
Thank
very informative, Dr. Rajan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you ask the right question, you get the answers.
Oh, thank you.